Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Enemy. So this is Denis Villeneuve's first English language film. I'm really excited to get into this. I'm going in pretty much blind. The only thing I know is that Jake Gyllenhaal is starring in this, and there is something to do with like a giant spider. I have seen that like on the poster and on some of like the key art for the film. So I don't know what that's about, if it is like a monster movie or something like that. I know this is one I need my thinking cap on for, because I've seen praise from the likes of Chris Stuckman. I know he did like an explanation video as well, explaining what the movie meant and probably the ending, if there's some ambiguous ending. So I'm really hyped to jump into this. But before we do, be sure to check out the Patreon. Over there you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you can just sync up your own footage and watch along with me. You can also find polls so you can vote for what's next, and you can find 1 week early access so you can get next week's video right now. So yeah, let's just jump right in.
I'm worried about you. I mean, how can you live like that?
So, doesn't have much money, living in a shitty apartment. Chaos is order yet undeciphered. This immediately looks like really shady, doing some underground dealings or something. Oh, okay. So it's a strip club. They all look kind of disgusted a little bit, maybe? Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's like you can't watch. What's under the platter? Oh, it's a spider? Okay. Does he have arachnophobia? Or is it what she's gonna do with the spider that's freaking him out? I'm glad they didn't show her squishing it. That would have freaked me out as well.
Every dictatorship has one obsession, and that's it.
Okay, so he's like a lecturer for his actual job. Oh, look at that, the cables, they look almost like a spider web. So he's talking about control here. Does he feel like he has a lack of control in his life because he was kind of like in a shitty apartment and the students weren't really listening to him? Even kind of the camera movement kind of portrays that as well. Is this a flashback? The way it was framed, it looked like he was thinking back on this moment.
Every dictatorship, there's always one obsession, and that's control. They want to have control over the people.
And he's losing control even more. Like I didn't notice if his top button was undone before, but he was like kind of even more disheveled there. His top button was undone, his tie was a bit looser.
But it's important to remember this. This is a pattern.
Yeah, it's a pattern, and they're showing this again and again. This pattern of him not being in control.
Is there a reason why you're asking me this?
No.
Just because you brought it up and I thought, you know, maybe you had a recommendation or you saw a movie that you liked and you wanted to tell me about it.
He seems like he's just trying to start a conversation.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's true.
No, it's a movie. I saw it a little while ago, but I remember I liked it.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that. But it's like a common phrase. Is this him kind of breaking the routine? Trying something new? I'm really loving the colour scheme here. It's kind of like this. It's dull, but it's dull on purpose, you know? But it's got this kind of yellow hue, this like sepia undertone.
I think I'm drunk.
He's a teacher, he just spends all of his time marking papers and things. He's just gonna watch it on his own. He should watch it with his girlfriend, like make a movie night out of it or something. Do something to help their relationship. Is this a movie where there's a will, there's a way? It's funny scoring it with this other like really menacing music. Look at that, just the glimmer in his eyes. That's all you can see of him, really. It's like the laptop's calling to him and he was dreaming of the movie as well. Oh, it looks like him. Yeah, yeah. Is it actually him? Is he seeing... He's like seeing himself in the movie for some reason? Like it's just in his head?
That all the greatest world events happened twice, and then Karl Marx added, the first time it was a tragedy, the second time it was a farce. The world thinkers are worried that this century will be a repetition of the last one.
Great events happen twice, and it's almost like there's this threat of monkeypox. So, is there going to be a great event in this movie that happens twice? Oh, he's looking through the credits, yeah. So, it's actually a person that just looks like him, or is he leading a double life and has no memory of it? I wonder if that's like one of Jake Gyllenhaal's actual headshots for his like acting roles, you know? We still haven't learned this main character's name, have we? So could he be the St. Clair guy? Yeah, he's gonna try and get in contact. How do you even like email them or what? Would you even say? Or just show up in person? They're really focusing on the telephone wires. Oh, is he just gonna camp it out until he sees Daniel go in and out? Or... I thought he'd like just try and walk into the office, but I guess if he doesn't have an actual reason to be there, not an appointment or anything.
Anthony! Hey, long time no see. I couldn't tell it was you with that beard. Is that for a movie?
Yeah,
But the actor's name was Daniel.
that's definitely it. That's definitely
There you go.
it. Okay,
All right.
yeah,
Hey, don't be a stranger.
I won't be.
Now he's just got this random, script, a piece of paper. So it was addressed to Daniel, but the guard called him Anthony. But the guard knew his name was Daniel as well because he gave him the package that said Daniel, so... What's up with that? Oh, I guess it's a stage name. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that, yeah. What's he trying to do, though? Paranoid that there's a camera watching him. Like, obviously, it's just, like, fun that you've got a doppelganger and you want to meet and it'll be quite novel, but I don't know, there's a good way to approach it, like email them or phone them if you can get a phone number. He's just like showing up at his apartment, being really creepy, stalking him essentially.
Anthony, you called home.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
What are you doing?
Yeah, so they've got the same voice.
What?
It's so awkward, so weird.
Hello? Who is this?
Oh, he doesn't know me. No. Okay, I'll
Anthony?
call back later.
That must be so creepy on her side. He's so panicked about it. I don't know that there's just like, if you realise you have a doppelganger and want to get in contact, you just be like, hey, I think I'm your doppelganger, this is fun. I don't know. Yeah, he's like really obsessing over this. That was a really cool shot of the apartment building.
I called before. I talked to your wife. Crazy.
You're the one. And you call here again, I will call the police.
No, just hear me out.
Yeah, the way he's going about it is just so creepy.
Oh, your voice is just like mine. Do you hear my voice? Your voice is just...
He just sounds like a stalker. Like, surely you try and find him on Facebook so then he can see your profile picture and then that would be funny. You know, because he can see that you both look alike.
I'm confused. And I know this call must be just as confusing for you as it is for me.
I love this, not being able to actually see him.
Teacher, and I just think that we should meet.
I don't think he's going to agree to meet after that, just the way he approached the situation.
I don't know, he sounded crazy, like he sounded like a stalker or something.
A stalker?
Yeah, he said that he was a fan of mine, that he wanted to meet up or something.
Look at this. He's kind of living a better life than Adam. Like, he's in an apartment, but it's a nicer apartment. Even the girlfriend looks similar.
You're lying to me.
You're acting crazy.
Why would she think he's lying? She thinks he's cheating, so maybe his life isn't as perfect.
Are you seeing her?
Helen, I don't want to get into this. I'm going for a walk.
Oh, that was a great reveal. Yeah, she's pregnant. And she can phone back and she can see who it was actually phoning. But he's cheated in the past, so it makes sense that she's distrustful. It did get through to him, so he's looking it up. He's gonna see a photo. And even this kind of mirrors Adam, like staying up on the laptop while your partner's in bed. They're kind of mirror images of each other. Even their handwriting is practically identical. I hope if they do meet, it's easy to distinguish who's who. Adam's really dishevelled, he's always got his top button undone, and like through the body language and the acting maybe. Yeah, she's just showing up. Does she know that it is a doppelganger, or is she just going to see him and assume that it's Anthony?
Well, see you soon.
Yeah.
He just has like no skill talking on the phone. Like everything he does, it makes him sound so creepy and stalkerish. This has made me think about the title. The title is Enemy. Is it like he is his own worst enemy and Anthony is a reflection of that somehow? I'm surprised if they live in the same city that this hasn't happened before, like someone mistake the two.
Never know how your day's gonna turn out. Have a nice day.
He seemed a bit more normal in that interaction than he is like on the phone. And she's gonna tell Anthony that she's seen him. Yeah, that was just to confirm that wasn't actually him.
I went to see that guy.
What do you mean exactly like me?
What's happening?
This is really just affecting her mentally. And they do look like exactly the same, because I know she's got a little like mole or something here, and they both have that. It's like the exact same spot.
I think you know.
Is there something more? Like, were they twins separated at birth and he's finally meeting the twin or something? She's got like a spider's head? Yeah, was that looked like back in that kind of strip club underground thing that we'd seen earlier. I feel like this isn't going to be a good first meeting. It's going to be quite confrontational and heated. Especially if he's got this letter that was supposed to be for him. Maybe he could have spun it that way, like someone gave me this letter that was addressed to you, so I had to meet, but then he could have just posted it. It's a weird meeting spot as well. It's a hotel, isn't it, that they're meeting? Just like turn the lights on so it's less intimidating, him walking in, or you standing in the dark? Yeah, he doesn't even want to step foot in. Look at that framing as well, like covering half his face. Yeah, you just look at the body language difference between them.
We're not brothers. We're not brothers.
It looks like Adam's kind of scared, but Anthony was seeing the novelty in it a bit.
Do you have a scar on your chest?
If they both have the same scar, then that's really bonkers, because that would imply they're like copies of each other.
You do, don't you?
Yeah, how do they both get the same scar? That's when it gets really creepy. Like, that's further than just being doppelgangers. Did they both know something more? Like they were twins separated at birth, or if they both have the same scar, then they can't even be clones of each other because a clone wouldn't have a scar. They're like psychically linked mirrors of each other, or physically linked because they both got the scar. But would it they've got the scar from the same event or what?
Don't worry, honey. That guy won't be calling you again.
Yeah, that really spooked Adam. It's really hard to get a read on Adam because just how awkward he is. And it does make you start to question, like, are there scenes when we think we're seeing Adam and we're seeing Anthony, like the first scene in the strip club? I mean, you can kind of tell through the body language and the way they dress, though. Yeah, just the subtle camera movement in these shots is so eerie. It looked like there was almost a distortion on there, I'm not sure. Has she noticed him following? It's creepy, you know, he could follow her all this way without her even having a clue.
The last thing you need is to be meeting strange men in hotel rooms. You have enough trouble sticking with one woman, don't you? You are my only son. I am your only mother.
Yeah, so she's confirming that it was never twins or never a,
Since we have been frank here, I think you should quit that fantasy being...
adoption or something. I was confused, I wasn't sure if that was Adam or Anthony there, but she said movie actor. And there's a giant spider here now? This is just in his mind, yeah. There was a cool shot of it looming over the city like that.
Did you fuck my wife? Did you sleep with my wife?
Yeah, because the wives would never know. And he'd start to question if the child is his own.
That's good. That is fucking good.
Or is it just for a movie role? No, it's just him method acting, practicing.
You talked to my wife. Why'd you do that?
And there's nothing wrong with him talking to the wife when she picks up the phone. It's just he was creepy in the way he said what he was saying.
Did you sleep with my wife?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you fuck my wife?
But he's not denying it.
You're fucking crazy.
When would he have done that, though?
I am fucking crazy! I'm fucking crazy! You brought my wife into this, man! So I'm gonna bring your girlfriend into the picture as well.
He didn't bring the wife into it. It's just that she picked up the phone and she went out of her way to go and see him in person.
The getaway. I'm gonna bring her back home tomorrow, and then I'm gonna come back here, and I'm gonna bring back all your stuff, and I'm going to disappear from your life forever. Then we will be even.
But he never slept with the wife, did he? But he's just allowing Anthony to swap the identities a bit there. Yeah, so that's what I was just thinking. Now that Anthony's gonna go do that, maybe Adam actually will, so he is actually even, because he wasn't even before. He's got to put on a voice though, act more confident, because it'll be obvious that it's not him.
I know I shouldn't talk about this, but I'd love to go back.
Yeah, this was the strip club.
I heard they changed the lock and sent out new keys.
Yeah, he's trying to get him to let him back in. So that first scene that we saw, that was Anthony, not Adam. Yeah, so she's not even home. That's why she was freaking out and was crying earlier. Because she realised she maybe slept with him, or was worried that she had slept with him instead of Anthony. See, thinking back to that mother scene, I'm just confused who it was. I feel like it was Adam seeing his mother, but then she made the comment about being an actor.
The lights on, you freaked me out.
Sorry.
Yeah, like, she's gonna realize in a sec because he's so different. You can just see how awkward he is.
I'm gonna go to bed.
But I feel like after this, if she does realize this is Adam, every single interaction she has with Anthony, she's gonna wonder if it was Adam. You just be constantly paranoid that they're mixed up. That looks like the same hotel room. I thought maybe Adam might go there and interrupt or something, and then that would expose it all to his girlfriend.
Why don't you come to bed?
Can she sense that it's not him? Sense that it's off? Yeah, look at the look on her face. She knows. He's just acting so strange, like...
Did you have a good day at school?
Yeah, she knows, but she's still snuggling up to him.
What's wrong?
The ring, the mark on your finger.
Oh, she noticed. And she doesn't have a clue about the whole doppelganger thing, so she either thinks she's going crazy or she thinks this is another guy. Imagine having to have him drive you home. But Adam could just tell Anthony's wife about what Anthony's doing right now.
Stop the car. Stop the car! I'll stop the fucking car! You want me to stop?
But surely she must realise that it's not Adam, just in the way that he's acting. And they're both gonna crash. If Anthony dies, but everyone thinks it's Adam, then Adam can just take on his identity. And the crack looks like a spider web. What does that mean though? Oh yeah, the letter. What actually was that? There must be something to do with his acting though. Oh yeah. Key for the club.
Ellen?
Ooh. What the fuck? Giant spider. Okay. Based on the novel The Double. Okay, so that was Enemy. I'm gonna try and break this down and try and understand what the meaning behind everything was, because of course it was very open-ended. There weren't really any questions answered. So the movie starts off with this quote: "Chaos is order, yet undeciphered." That's what this film feels like. I'm gonna try and decipher it now. I feel like there's definitely stuff you'll pick up on a rewatch, but I'm going to try my best here. So first off, there's a lot of these spider imagery. I associate spiders with fear because arachnophobia is quite a common fear. Spiders usually represent fear. I'm wondering what fear they represent, because I feel like there's must be a specific fear they represent in this film. And I think the fear might be the lack of control, because we saw at the start Adam, he was giving this speech about dictatorships and how they use control, how they control everything. So maybe the fear is a lack of control. We see that Adam's life, it was very lacking in control. He was always like disheveled. He always was looking rough. Is that what it was? And then with the whole doppelganger, Adam and Anthony, you know, I am wondering, is it a Tyler Durden situation, a Fight Club situation, where they are the same person? I feel like there is some evidence against that. Like when Anthony's wife had gone to see Adam at his work, and then she phoned Anthony, and then Anthony picked up like right after. But I feel like even if this is a Tyler Durden situation where they are both the same character, they're both the same person, I think that it's not as kind of cut and dry as it was in Fight Club, where you could watch it again and see the way characters interact. I think a lot of this takes place subconsciously in Adam or Anthony's head, so I don't think you can necessarily look at the way side characters interact with either of them to be able to determine that, maybe. But then there is also some moments where things kind of cross over, like when Adam was seeing his mother And then she made that comment about you should quit your job as an actor, you've got a steady job. And it doesn't quite track how much Anthony earns with how nice his apartment was, because he was an actor, but he was only in like 3 small movies as side parts. So he needed to have another job to be able to support this nice house, this nice apartment that he had with his wife, unless his wife had another job. So if they are the same person, that would explain how he can afford such a nice apartment, him having a job as a lecturer, because it looked like a lecturer in quite a nice university as well. It wasn't just like a school teacher. He was like a lecturer, and then he tried to do some acting on the side that didn't quite go as well. And we see Anthony's wife at the end. She says to Adam, "How was your day at school?" I don't know if that's confirming that she knew it was Adam, or if that meant she knows they are both the same person and it's a split personality deal. And if it is a split personality, then he had 2 girlfriends or 2 wives. And before we had this conversation between Anthony and his wife about him cheating, and even the mother made a comment about cheating, and the mother made the comment about cheating to Adam as well, not to Anthony. So they both had cheating problems. Maybe that's indicating that they are both the same person, and that he was cheating on his wife with his girlfriend Mary. Maybe that's the case. And you know, there is a point where he says all of the great events happen twice. The first time it is a tragedy and the second time it is a farce. So I was expecting something to repeat. So there wasn't actually anything in the film that really repeated apart from the start. But it could be a repetition of the events of him cheating. And the first time he cheated, it was off screen, which was a tragedy. And the second time he cheated was on screen here, which is a farce. And then we see Anthony and the girlfriend, we see them get in a car crash and potentially die. And we do hear that on the radio. So we hear that that's a real event. But they never, he just turns the radio off. There's never any confirmation like a man and a woman were killed in this, or Anthony Clare was killed in this with this girlfriend. They never confirm who was killed in that crash, or if there even was any deaths in that crash. And Anthony was the cheater that we were introduced to at the start. He was a cheater. So could that be a symbolism of him going and killing his self, that is the cheating half of him, and also killing his girlfriend, because he's got his girlfriend and his wife? And then when we see the wife so rattled up after meeting Adam, could that be because he didn't recognize her? So there is some kind of borderline personality, some split personality happening there. So when he was in his like Adam personality, he didn't recognize her, and that is what messed her up so much. Because, you know, just running into a doppelganger, that can be cool. I feel like it'd be novel at first, but there could also be some kind of existential crisis that comes along with it. So it could have been that, or it could have been her having this realization that her husband doesn't recognize her and that he does have this split personality disorder. And we see, you know, he kills the part of himself that cheats, but then at the end he gets the key to the club and puts it in his pocket, and he's back again. So he's like pulled in by the temptation again. And then right at the end we see obviously that kind of jump scare with the big spider, and the spider is back again, so his fear is back again. Maybe the spider is the fear of getting caught, because it's back again at the end there after he has, you know, he's kind of symbolically renounced his cheating, and then obviously he's back when he takes the key, and then the spider returns. Is that what the spider is? I'm trying to think of when else we see the spider. We see the big spider looming over the city. We see the spider on a girl's head at one point, and it looked like she was part of the club. And then the other time we see a spider is right at the start when the girl squashes the spider. So squashing the spider, that seems like killing your fear, but that happened in the strip club. And I definitely think it is something subconscious. I don't think it is that Adam and Anthony existed like together in the same world, just because of how perfect they matched. Like, they both had the same scar, like, and there was never like an explanation that they were clones or something. There's never anything sci-fi going on here. You know, I feel like if there was something like they were clones, that would have been explained to us. And if there was something that they were twins, I feel like there'd be something the mother said that would lead us to that potentially. I feel like there'd be more clues to them being twins, and of course them being twins just doesn't track with them having the same scars and things. So there's the spider imagery, but there's also a lot of imagery of webs as well. And I was just thinking, if the spider represents fear, then the webs are kind of him being caught in that fear. Or, you know, as I said, the spiders could represent the fear of him being caught, and webs, they catch people, him being caught cheating. Was the end with that giant spider that was in the bedroom where the wife like kind of standing in where the wife's place was? Did she somehow find out about the club or find out something and he was caught? Is that what that was at the end? Because the way he reacted to it as well, it was almost like a sigh of disappointment or a sigh of acceptance. And kind of, as he said before, the first time it's a tragedy, the second time it's a farce. So it's like the second time him getting caught, that might be what it is there. And him cheating, that does kind of track with this fear of control, how he was saying about the dictatorships, how he felt he had a lack of control, or he was being controlled. So to like escape the control of one relationship, he cheated. So yeah, I feel like the spiders, they either represent the fear of getting caught, being caught cheated, or the fear of him not having control over his relationships, not having control over his life. And then the webs also tie into that as well. Kind of going back to the Tyler Durden comparison, there is also an element of Anthony being kind of a better version of Adam, in terms of he's a bit more successful, he has a nicer car, has a nicer apartment, and at the end we see Adam taking up the personality of Anthony, kind of stepping into that role, stepping into his shoes. You can see that as him embracing this personality, him realizing he's had this like split personality, and embracing Anthony, which is kind of his true self. I mean, they're both mirrors of his true self, his different halves. Okay, I think that's everything. I've been recording for quite a while now, this ending analysis. I still don't feel like I'm quite there. I'm not like 100% sure on my theories. Maybe I'll go and watch Chris Stuckman's explanation video after this. There's still some of the chaos that needs to be deciphered. But I feel like that's pretty good. The spiders representing the fear of control, not having any control, and also the fear of getting caught as a cheater. I feel like that's pretty cool, and I'm pretty certain that they are both the same person. I don't think you can really take it as face value, especially with some of the kind of continuity clues in there. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on the film, what your theories are, if there's anything that I missed out, any other interpretations that you have, I'd love to hear them. If you really love this, be sure to leave a like or even subscribe to the channel for all of the future uploads. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.